Hello everyone. It's about 6:30 a.m. Sunday, February the 14th, 2016. Uh, Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. This is DelRayVAWeather.com, and this is going to be the morning update for the winter storm we're expecting here in the DC area. Uh, Monday and Tuesday, it's the 15th and 16th of February. A few things changed overnight. Actually, Monday has become a little bit less confident, and Tuesday remains about the same low confidence that we had yesterday. But the total amount of snow that we could expect on Monday actually, I think, has gotten a little bit more confident. What you see on the screen is the Iowa State Mediagram for Reagan National Airport, and if you look in this area, this has all the calculations for both the NAM, the high resolution NAM, GFS, and RAP, and different calculations for snow to liquid ratio. And the range is now pretty well defined. It's showing between 1 inch and 3.5 inches sometime late Monday is the total, with one outlier that goes up above 5 inches. This is actually the high resolution NAM with using Max-T. And so there is the outside chance that we could have an overproducer out of the snowstorm. But I think a reasonable range is 1 to 3.5 inches on Monday. But the thing that actually is a little more disturbing is the chance of ice that I'm seeing. It's sort of changed overnight, and we need to take a closer look at that. This is the freezing rain projection from the different models. And what it's showing is the most likely scenario is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1/10 of an inch. 1/10 of an inch is still considered an ice storm, but it's considered a nuisance type ice storm. It can cause delays on the highway, enough icing that it would make the roads slippery, certainly for roads that are untreated or elevated, and sidewalks, things like that can get very slippery at 1/10 of an inch. And that would occur probably early on Tuesday. Most of the snow will fall on Monday, and then we have this icing problem on early Tuesday a.m. However, there is this one profile that goes up to close to 3.35 inches of ice. That is the high resolution NAM, the latest run of that. Basically, what that high resolution NAM is showing that the freezing temperatures are going to stay around longer than what some of the other models are projecting. Anything above 0.25, 1/4 of an inch, is considered a disruptive ice storm. With anything above that level, you're going to start seeing pretty severe icing on the highways, particularly untreated highways, and you're going to see enough accumulation on tree limbs and power lines to cause power outages. And this is showing actually above the that 1/4 inch level. So it definitely is something that we're going to have to really keep an eye on. The problem with this storm is that it's tracking almost directly over DC. So a movement as little as 25 miles one way or the other is going to make a world of difference about the type of storm we're going to get Monday and Tuesday. And quite frankly, these models are not high enough resolution to certainly do that this far out. I mean, you're talking to get down to a resolution that would be pretty good. You're probably talking about 12 hours from the event. Conceivably, we won't know much about the icing threat until the snow's already started on Monday. That's unfortunately the problem with this storm. And so this is going to be a nowcast. You should, though, prepare for power outages. Even though it may not happen, I do think there's enough of a threat in this storm that you should definitely plan for power outages. I'll go through some of the models and show you what we're seeing for snow and some other things here. Okay, this is the GFS. This is showing the temperature. Actually, this is soil temperature, and this is the critical thing as far as icing is concerned. Not so much. We're not going to look too much at snow totals right now, because I think you can pretty well count on that we're going to be somewhere between 1 to 3.5 inches. But the more concerning is the icing problem. Okay, this is the GFS, latest run of the GFS, and the GFS has the ability to show you soil temperatures, not just 2-meter air temperatures, but actually what the temperature of the soil is. And the icing is going to occur on any surface that is 32 degrees or less. Okay, this is set for Tuesday at 1 p.m. And if you notice, Alexandria, D.C., Arlington's right here, and they are all at 32. So the GFS, latest GFS is showing the soil temperatures are going to be at 32 as late as 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Now, if we bump this up another 6 hours, they go substantially above 32. So we're talking about any precipitation that falls before 1 p.m. Tuesday has the possibility of freezing on contact, and actually the rain is probably going to start somewhere around 3 a.m. on Tuesday. So there's a long period of potential rain that's freezing on contact. Okay, we're gonna, let's see, this happens, I'll show you this briefly. This is the Euro model, European model, and this is showing a total of accumulation in our area about 2%. So that's consistent with the range that I've suggested is 1 to 3.5%. This is the Canadian model. Again, this is showing about 2 inches total accumulation, also within the range. But this is the other thing I want to show you. This is the high-resolution NAM, latest run of that. And that's the model, actually, that should have a better resolution with exactly, where the storm will be. And this is showing in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 inches, also consistent with that. But I want to show you what happens with the 2-meter temperature, because I think you'll find this interesting. Okay, this is currently set for Monday at 5 p.m. And if we move this forward a little bit, okay, this is 1 a.m. on Tuesday. You notice we're still at 32, 1 a.m. on Tuesday. This blue area is the warm air. This is the air that is going to be in the 40s. And if we move this a little farther, you see at 4 a.m. the warm air is getting on the western shore of the Chesapeake Bay, but D.C. and Alexandria are still at 32. If we move this a little bit further, you definitely see that now we're into getting much closer to D.C. However, the air temperature still is at 32, 7 a.m. on Tuesday. If we move this a little further forward, that's just 10 a.m. And if you notice, the warm air now is receding. It's actually going further east, no longer approaching the district. And at 10 a.m. we're at 33. That's just above freezing, but still within the margin of error of temperature. So it could very well be at freezing or maybe 34. But the key thing to notice about this is that as we proceed after about 7 a.m., the warm air starts receding. It gets farther away from us, and that's the problem. Is that like at 1 p.m. we're still hovering around 33, even though there's some warm air coming in here in the western part. The bulk of the warm air, the air that is like in the 50s, is now back towards the eastern shore to Ocean City, and is no longer coming closer to DC. Now, unfortunately, the NAM only goes out 60 hours, so it doesn't go past 1 p.m. on Tuesday. But it's something, 6 hours, about 6 hours from now, they'll do another update, and we can take a look and see if anything has changed. But right now, if you believe the high-resolution NAM, there is a reasonable threat of a disruptive ice storm. And that, I think, is actually the more important thing to look at now rather than snow totals. I don't think snow totals are nearly as significant as the potential for icing. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. And if you have any questions, give me a tweet. It's at PatPend. That's PATPEND. But my advice today is that you should prepare to hunker down in the house for at least 48 hours. I do think that probably later on Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon, things may get better. But this is the reason why I said, even though everybody's talking about 50-degree temperatures on Tuesday, this is the reason I said that I thought that things would be closed on Tuesday. I know I had a couple of people question that, my statement with respect to closures on Tuesday, since it looked like it was going to be all rain. But I do think there really is a serious potential that in the morning Tuesday we're going to have enough icing to make schools and businesses consider closing. Okay, thanks for listening, and I'll update later today if anything major changes. Thanks. Bye-bye.